We're answering some questions here at the Yoga Trainer Fast Track that we frequently get asked. All the answers are on our website. But today we're talking about our philosophy behind this program.
Welcome to the Yoga Trainer Fast Track.
We help experienced yoga teachers become trainers in their very own yoga teacher training school.
If you wish it was easier to have your own training,
like and subscribe to get free resources. Let's get started. One really common question, which makes a lot of sense to me, is why would I use this program instead of writing my own? And the truth is, you are more than welcome to write your own. However, we have done it. And what I will share with you is that there is a lot of love that goes into a program. There's a lot of really great research that goes in. There's a lot of great things that can come by writing your own. It is a lot of work. And if I had known how much work it was going to be before I started, I don't think I would have finished. And Aruna, if I didn't have you, I think at some point in time, we each kind of gave up. And I was like, if it wasn't for you, I would give up by now. That's why. That's why. No, it's really great to have something that's your own and unique. However, the Yoga Alliance standards are such that I don't want to say you're pigeonholed in, but they're really specific as to what you can and can't teach and how much time you can and can't allot. It seems like reinventing a different version of the wheel. So why would you do that if it was already done? The short answer is it's very time consuming to research your own manual, get it, published quality, to write it, and then you have to figure out a delivery format with learning objectives and assessment methods. Some people just either don't have the time for that or the skill set. Part of our philosophy is it is this different skill set to research and write a manual and delivery program than it is to teach it. So you could be a really great yoga teacher and not have the skill set to write a program, and we don't think that should hold you back.
I totally agree with you. My high school yoga teacher did not write the calculus textbooks we learned from.
So your yoga teacher didn't write the calculus?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
I hope so.
No, my high school math teacher, rather, did not write the calculus textbook. Even yoga teachers did not write the Yoga Sutras, and yet they're teaching them. It doesn't mean that you're a great trainer or a great teacher that you can write a textbook. We're here to serve all those people who they know they could be great trainers, but they just don't have the time. So I think we save people somewhere between 1 year, and for us, it took us 3 years to really get the program to where it is now, where it was really a well-oiled machine. And that's why they use it. We save people 3 years of work.
And 3 years of work could also mean 3 years worth of income. Right? We know that yoga teacher training is quite lucrative. And if your students are asking for it now, or worse, going to not worse, we're glad that they're getting certified. However, if they're going to other teachers or trainers to get this done when, they've been your student for a long time, it saves you time and it makes you money.
I've been wanting to talk about the philosophy for a long time. Why did we create the program? What are the philosophy and values behind the program? Claire, you've been teaching for a long time. I can't remember what year you started off the top of my head.
2006. I started teaching yoga, trainer in 2014.
I started teaching in 1998, and I started doing a children's yoga training in 2012 with the Yoga Alliance registered school. We know that teacher training really brings a lot more security to teaching yoga for yoga teachers. We know we're both yoga teachers. We're full-time teachers. And we know you don't have a lot of savings. You may not have a partner who's going to support you and make it possible for you to be in self-employed. And so to become a trainer, which is where you make more money, you would have to either kind of conform to some large organizations. I was part of a larger organization that to be a trainer, you had to really change your lifestyle and jump through all these hoops and do years and years of seva, and which I'm not against seva, but work for free. And, that organization is being called a cult right now. So sometimes you get caught up in these cult-like environments where you have to conform just to move up the ladder. And That was really painful because for me, I knew at one point like I was never going to be able to be a trainer because I wasn't going to do all that stuff. Then I knew to run a teacher training would mean I have to write my own. And so I think I had been thinking about writing my own for like 5 years before I met you. Right from the beginning, I thought we need to help other people so that you don't have to join a cult, basically. I know not everyone's is that experience, but I think we'll be surprised at how many people can relate to this. And then you said to me, I'm going to help you write it. Right from the beginning, we were like, we can help others by doing this and writing a good foundational training for a 200-hour training. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can help other yoga teachers start doing teacher training. That was a big philosophy. We didn't want people to feel like they had to become part of this big organization or cult just to move forward.
It allows you to keep ownership of something we talked about in another video, your school identity, the brand that you have built, the values that you have built don't need to be compromised because you need to conform to practices that are actually being called out right now. And I know for myself, in addition to the lucrative aspect that yoga teacher training brings to your business, I did very much feel like drop-in classes weren't giving me enough connection to my students. I always felt that they would come and go and we would have a nice class and everyone would leave feeling better than they arrived. But I knew we had more philosophy, more information, more to share that could have more impact. And we were doing that, through drop-in classes and through workshops, but they weren't quite as powerfully impactful as a yoga teacher training. So there was always something missing for me in that element of what I was able to offer until we started delivering the 200-hour program. We want other trainers to be able to have those deep connections and experiences as well.
It helps students connect with yoga more than just the asana practice, but also to connect to the yoga philosophy practice. And then there's one other thing I want to talk about when it comes to the why, like what our values are. Remember that Facebook post we saw about someone asked about buying a program and the comments, the shade that came up when someone said, like, how can I get help with offering a yoga teacher training? And there were comments like, if you can't write it, you shouldn't offer it. And to me, people shouldn't be shamed for offering or asking rather for help.
Particularly within the yoga community, all we preach is self-care and ask for help and dedication and commitment and discipline as well. But in the yoga community, I don't think we should be shaming people for asking for help.
Well, especially when people aren't really writing this stuff themselves anyways. They're using philosophy that's already been written. All they're being able to do is put it together in a manual, and they know how to footnote and they know how to make a table of contents and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with their ability as a yoga teacher. In fact, I've seen some trainings where they have beautiful manuals, but the teacher is actually good at admin stuff and not that great at teaching. And those people end up being able to offer teacher training because they know how to write manuals. That really bothers me that teachers are made to feel like they're going to be looked down upon because they got help to offer a teacher training. Those teachers who shame others for buying a program are probably people who want to keep others from offering teacher training. And they feel that they have to be competitive and that more competition will be bad for them. I think of a 200-hour yoga teacher training as like really just the first step on a yoga teacher's path. There's going to be a lot more training after that. And we're covering the foundations in the 200-hour training. And you're delivering a very beautiful yoga class. We're not getting into any fancy tricks and poses in our training. They're really getting just a solid foundation that goes beyond a yoga class. And so part of the philosophy, I think, and something that we value is that it's not a problem to ask for help. Getting help is good. And if you're an experienced yoga teacher, then you have something to share as a teacher trainer.
Yeah. And part of our philosophy too is you need to be an experienced yoga teacher to bring this training to life. So if we outline the concepts for you and you can then deliver the concepts in meaningful ways to your students, we think you should be able to do that. So, you know what? Book a discovery call with us if you're unsure. We would love to talk to you about the specifics for your training and see how you're feeling about it. It's open. If you have the experience, we believe you should be able to lead a training.